From Wall Street to Main Street, this is LALATE.
Wow, it is a big night of evenings, LALATE, and I'm really excited for you with the incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. Great news, as this is the biggest single payout you've ever seen in the history of this channel. And the fourth stimulus check update of tonight, 2021, reveals to you why the reconciliation process already underway will give you the biggest payout you've ever seen, starting the month of July. In this recording, we go over the fourth stimulus check, the latest update, what the president's doing, and we turn to fifth stimulus late in this recording. Then we have the big exciting news confirmed by Treasury, confirming my reporting that big money, over $350 billion of money, is landing in Americans' bank accounts this week. I'm really excited for you. I'm going to show you how you get it, and how you get it fast. It's a big night across the board with your fourth stimulus check update of 2021, your fifth stimulus check update, and the big money landing in your bank accounts. It's a great night. From my home to your home, from across the land, let's get to the news, starting right now. Good evening, everybody. What a big, beautiful night it is. I'm so excited you to join me on Evenings LA tonight, in which I go over your fourth stimulus check update of 2021 tonight. The biggest single payout of stimulus checks you've ever seen in the history of this channel. Monthly stimulus checks, starting the month of July and continuing thereafter. In this recording, we go over how much, who gets it, when you get it. Is it income? Is it not income? When would you get it? If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, do you get the same amount as everyone else? Then we'll compare the House plan versus the Senate plan. We'll go over what the president's statements were in the last 72 hours, why it's all incredible great news, and we'll go over the major deal makings by the president through the reconciliation process, which has already begun. We'll cut over to fifth stimulus later in this recording. Stay with me because you're going to see tens of thousands of dollars I can get you in this recording. Stay with me to the very end. We'll go over fifth stimulus, which will increase your benefits and also give you a lot of money across the board, a lifetime. And between those two parts of the recording, you're going to see in the middle the massive money that viewers of this channel get starting today. Thousands and tens of thousands of dollars, and I'll go over all this incredible great news with some tough love. This is Evenings LA, the only 24 hours a day financial news channel, so make sure you subscribe if you have not subscribed. Also, like this video, and if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Casino VIP, the link's at the top of the chat and in the pinned comment. Let's get to the breaking news right off the bat without waiting. Fourth stimulus is the single biggest payout you've ever seen, and that fourth stimulus check starts in the month of July. There are two approaches for it, both the Senate plan and the House plan. Let's compare one at a time. The House plan would provide you a stimulus check for the remainder of the pandemic, but with some more months. Let's look. So the way the House approaches it is they're going to pay you stimulus checks for the remainder of the pandemic, and then they're going to add an additional year on top of that. So that is a lot of checks. Let's look at that slowly. So, for example, let's say the pandemic had 4 more months to the left to it, where you get 4 months of stimulus checks plus 12 months thereafter. So 16 months of stimulus checks. The senators, however, only give stimulus checks at the end of December. If you're watching now on the live chat, jump in there right now and get ready to type Senate versus House. Which one do you like? Type Senate or type House, but don't decide just yet. Because while the House members have more months of checks, the senators have a different amount per month. Let's compare and contrast that element now. So the House members want the stimulus checks to be $1,000 per month after the first month, which is $2,000. But the senators propose a larger monthly stimulus checks. So this could be the deal maker for a lot of viewers. And there you go. How much do the senators propose? Word on the street is this is how much the senators want to pay you on a monthly basis. Wow, wow, wow. $2,000 a month for 6 months, $12,000. Or $1,400 a month for 6 months, $8,400. So now you see how there's clearly a different mindset between the House plan and the Senate plan. The Senate plan is to provide you a lot more money short term over 6 months, whereas the House plan is to provide you cumulatively more money over a longer duration. Let's compare. Let's say we're talking about 16 months. Well, the House plan would provide you $17,000, but it would take you 16 months to get it. The Senate plan would give you $12,000 potentially in 6 months. So less money, but a lot faster. So drop in the comments if you're in the live chat watching just short of past 7 o'clock on the West Coast. Which one do you, 5 o'clock on the West Coast, which one do you like? Senate or House? Now let's go over all the details. Who gets it? You do. If you make less than $75,000, you get it. If you're a married couple, $150,000 or less, you get it. Double the amount of the stimulus check. If you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or railroad benefits, you get it. And if you're adult dependent, same amount as everyone else. A child, same amount as everyone else. Great, great news. When would you get it? Ultimately, remember, I'm a reporter. I'm not a legislator. I'm not writing the bill and I'm not voting on it. But they represent the following. A vote in July for July, and the first month would go out with the stimulus check in July for July. There would be no waves of stimulus checks. They can't afford to do waves because of the time element. So you get a check in July, a check in August, and continuing thereafter. It's not income. It's not a taxable event, so you would not pay taxes on it. Would it be taken out for child support? We don't know just yet. And ultimately, this is, yes, a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process. It's a 2-bill, 2-step, 2-month process that has already started in the subcommittees of the House writing the provisions of the bill. The President of the United States does not write the bill, and he only proposes what he wants to have in there. They add in the stimulus checks. It's an add-on. And away we go. Now that you're up to date on how the fourth stimulus, monthly stimulus checks work, let's pull back to the news. Today, across the board, financial markets collapsed. Dow, NASDAQ, tech, all major indices were down substantially today. Why? I told you. You've been tuning in since Friday with record numbers tuning into this channel. And you saw what I reported you on Friday. In fact, leading into Friday, I told you what Friday was going to be. I told you Friday's number was going to be singly the most important number for stimulus and also the financial markets. And it was. And today the stock market crashed, or at least pulled back substantially. Based upon those numbers of Friday, world markets are feeling the same heat as well, and they were down substantially. But the great news for forced stimulus is it means it needs to be done. The president on Friday 3 times, and the president one time yesterday once, and throughout the day sporadically today talked about the same messaging. Get fourth stimulus done right now. This is great news. In all the years of covering news, I've never seen a president who talks about stimulus relief every press conference he has. He's not talking about the war. He's not talking about Israel and Gaza. He's not talking about too much about the pipeline on the East Coast with the gas prices. He's talking about fourth stimulus and fifth stimulus. This is incredible great news because of the leader of the Democratic Party. He's speaking only to one people, one group. The Democrats who are writing your fourth stimulus package. Get it done. Get it done. He's not speaking to the Republicans, and he's not speaking to anyone else. Now, let's cut back more to that fourth stimulus incredible money right now. If you're in the live chat, Senate or House, which one do you particularly like? The items are slightly different based upon different mindsets. What's important to understand is that when you look at the Senate plan, it's based upon the notion that people are behind on bills. They need to get caught up on bills and be made close to whole or whole as quickly as possible. The House plan has a different mindset, that it wants to take care of you over a longer duration, and maybe you are caught up on your bills, but they want to make sure that they don't leave you hanging on the long end. Very interesting. The most common comment I saw in the live chats yesterday was people were concerned that the House plan may get changed in the horizon. So if you have that concern in the live chat, drop it right now. Are you worried that someone would undo the House plan in the definite future? Ultimately, you need to look at the next political election and the election cycle and see whether it tees up when that's at issue. But boy, I got a lot of money coming for you. And later in this recording, I'm going to go over fifth stimulus. But let me give you a preview right now of what's coming up in the second half of this recording. Stay with me to the very end. I have a full 30 minutes of coverage in tonight's show. In the second half of this recording, I'm going to go over why fifth stimulus is incredible great news for you, especially if you're on SSI and SSDI reform. That incredible reform will be an add-on to the fifth stimulus, just like fourth stimulus checks are to the fourth stimulus package. Fourth stimulus package, 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process to add in stimulus checks. And fifth stimulus this September, 2-bill, 2-month, 2-step process to add in SSI reform. That incredible news is coming up in the second half recording. It's going to change your life with incredible money that would be your lifetime benefits. God bless this incredible great news. But first, let me go over the great news about today. Today, more money will be landing in millions of Americans' bank accounts, and I had confirmed this and been reporting this to you over recent days, and I was confirmed by the Undersecretary to the Department of Treasury yesterday, which stated that yes, nearly $350 billion is now landing in states from the third stimulus. Over the last 2 weeks, I said last week, this week, and next week are the weeks in which that big money from third stimulus, which we had always talked about since January, would land. When third stimulus was passed, I said, yeah, you're going to get a $1,400 stimulus check. We got that. But there's $5, $10, $15, $20,000 of other money that nearly every viewer of this channel qualifies for. And you, as a Purple Hawk, that's what bred the term Purple Hawk, need to pounce because it's first come, first serve, and you're going to see what I call a stimulus stampede. You need to get that money first, and guess which money is coming right today? Rent. Rent is landing in your city, county, and state this week and last week and next week, and it's a fortune of money. This is not second, and this is not first stimulus. So if you looked before and got it before, looked before and they're out of the money, it's another round. How much money is it for rent? Oh, boy, you got to get it. It's generally 4 to 6 months of rent, and it's generally about $5,000. If you make less than a certain income threshold, about the same as a stimulus check, go get it. Especially if you're on SSI or SSDI, go get it. Where do you get it, and what is it called? City Hall, City Housing Authority. County Hall, County Housing Authority. State Hall, State Housing Authority. You're looking for money from the economic recovery plan, the Biden stimulus plan of January 2021. You're looking for that rent assistance. Rent, utilities for renters' utilities, mortgage assistance, and also mortgage utilities. Now, if you don't have a pen and paper, get that pen and paper out. I always recommend all viewers to have a pen and paper when they watch my broadcast because I cover so much in a 30-minute period. But even better, if you miss anything, even if you're watching it live, all shows are archived on the channel, so you can always pull back the little toggle screen on the bottom of the screen to replay a section if you heard something, but I said it too fast. All right, let's go to the next incredible great news. SNAP. Oh, boy, what is SNAP? It is free money for food, and guess what? A family of 4 in Hawaii now can get upwards of $16,000 a year because of a Trump executive order that increases it 15% for 6 months, and a Biden executive order which increases it for 15% for 6 months. And this is incredible great news. Look at this. We're only 12 minutes in this video, and I've gotten you $5,000 for rent and $15,000 for a family of 4 in Hawaii for SNAP. How do you get SNAP? Department of Agriculture. Call up 211 and say, I want to get SNAP, Department of Agriculture. You can get it if you're below that same income threshold, generally about 77 or less thousand, same as a stimulus check, 70,000, 75,000. It's so easy. All right, here comes tough love number 1. I told you what tough love is yesterday. Tough love is where I tell you I'm going to be a little bit more emphatic about urging you to get money now, and I don't want you to hold off because this money will not come around later. If you're a current viewer of my channel, you know what it is. But ultimately, I certainly believe that as other people leave, other YouTubers have been providing false information, come over here too late, they're going to be upset because they're going to find out it's either gone or too late to get. But if you're tuning in now, I can give you the tough love. Tough love number 1. Get the rent, get the utilities, get the mortgage assistance now. Why? Because it's not coming back. It is not slated to be in the 4th stimulus package of July. And the eviction moratorium and the mortgage forbearance expiring in September are not expected to be extended by anyone, any political leader. They want them to go away. So this is the last hurrah, the final serving of rent and money for mortgages to get. Get it now. It won't be coming back. Moreover, if you try to get it and you're having problems finding it, or you feel as you're disqualified for it, don't worry. Reach out to the nonprofits. Yep, if you have that pen and paper ready, now's the time. United Way, Salvation Army, Community Action, Catholic Charities, St. Vincent de Paul. Reach out to them and ask for them rent assistance because of COVID. They have different income qualifications than the federal government. All right, so now there's a lot of other money landing today, and which is it? I'm going to go over it right now. So if you had to return money to your state's unemployment office because they said they overpaid you out of their error, not your error, guess what? It's coming back to you right away. The federal government, Department of Labor, Marty Walsh, former mayor of Boston, has ordered states to return the money to you. What is this? This is in the case of when states sent you extra money for unemployment because of computer glitch, then reached out to you and said, we had a computer glitch. We sent you too much money. We sent you thousands of dollars of extra money. You need to return it. You returned it. Now the federal government has said, oh, no. The state should not have had you return the money back to them. They are ordered to return the money back to you. This is incredible, great news. It's thousands and thousands of dollars. Nothing you need to do. It's automatic. It's coming back to you right away. Other money is now coming back to you starting today, starting yesterday, on all this week. And this is not from the states. This is from the federal government, IRS. What is this? Let's go over it right now. If you filed a 2020 tax return and paid taxes to the federal government, IRS, on the first $10,200 of your unemployment assistance, it's coming back to you automatically this week. How is it coming back? It's coming back in the mail in a white or beige envelope with a beige check in there from Department of Treasury if nothing on your personal tax return listed a direct deposit account. Now, what about joint filers and husband and wives? Your checks are coming in at the end of the month. This is incredible, great news. So let's give an example. If let's say you had $9,000 of unemployment assistance, your total tax bill to the federal government, IRS, was $5,000, of which $4,000 was taxes on your unemployment assistance. Guess what? You're getting back a check of $4,000. Congratulations, automatic. You don't have to do anything at all. All right, now comes tough love number 2. You got to do something for this. So this is for people who took out for federal taxes while receiving their unemployment benefits in 2020. You have to file a tax return, and it's due in just a few days. You cannot not do it. Let's go over the same example. You took out, let's say, $100 a week for federal taxes, IRS taxes, while receiving your unemployment in 2020. It's now, let's say, $1,000 of withdrawals that you took out weekly when receiving your benefits. You have to file that tax return to get that $1,000 back for the IRS right now. If you do not do it, you're not getting it back. Tough love. All right, now, finally, the third great, big, exciting category. It's the children. And this triggers not 1, 2, but 3 groups of tough love. Let me go over all of them. To receive $3,600 for a child 5 to newborn, or $3,000 for a child 17 to 6, prorated starting the month of July, either $300 or $250 a month, you have to have 2 things happen. 1, you make less than $75,000 2020, and 2, the IRS knows the child exists. It's number 2 that triggers 3 situations of tough love. Number 1, you never file tax returns and you have a child. Do you have to file a tax return? Absolutely. IRS doesn't know the child exists. They don't know the child exists. Tough love. I know as you sit back there, you may never have to file a tax return because you're not required to. You're on SSI. You don't make enough money. You don't make enough money to be required to file a tax return. That's not what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. If you want money for that child, stimulus for the federal government, you have to file a tax return because they will not be paying it to that child because they don't know the child exists until you file a tax return. There's no way around it. So calling them up on the phone, I've actually had someone say, I called up the IRS on the phone and say, I have a child. That doesn't cut it. Tweeting the IRS, I have a child. Hi, let me tweet you. Trying to look for a non-file filing tool? No. Reach out to the community page. We don't do taxes on this channel, folks. Ultimately, you have to do the tax return to get that money for the child. Imagine if you have 3 children under the age of 5. That is nearly $10,000 you're entitled to. Get that tax return on file. Category number 2 of tough love. You do file tax returns, but you're not declaring the child. Maybe the child was on someone else's tax return, or maybe you just had that child. Guess what? You got to get that tax return on file. You got to get that tax return on file. You're not going to get paid for the child. Category number 3, the rare situation of tough love. You made a lot of money in 2019 that disqualifies you from getting the child's check, but in 2020, you didn't make a lot of money, and now you are eligible for getting the child's check. you got to get the 2020 tax return on file because IRS is going off of the last tax return you filed, which is the 2019. They're going to say, no, you're ineligible. Well, I didn't have a very good year from 2020. Where's your tax return? File your tax return. And there you go. 3 categories in which tough love is front and center. Finally, if you've listened to this recording, and guess what? I got a lot more money coming up for you in the second half, so stay with me. If you've listened to this recording, you say, I got a lot of things to fix. No problem. Get that piece of paper, make that list for that tax preparer, one after another. You have to request back money for unemployment. You have to list that child to get the child's checks. And then finally, yes, if you're missing a first stimulus check, a second stimulus check, or a third stimulus check, or a member of your household, let's say your mother, didn't get her stimulus check, you got to get that on the tax return as well. Make that list for that tax preparer. Say, hey, here are the things I need to fix. And we need to get that 2020 tax return on file right away. And that's how we do it on this channel. Tough love, true, correct, and correct information, and making sure you get the big money you're entitled to, in addition to rent and utilities. And if you need help with rent and utilities, here's the commercial break. I'll be back in 60 seconds. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And we're back. It's a big night of Evenings LA with incredible more money coming up in this recording. I hope you stayed with me because I told you I got a full recording of money across the board. It's a big night. I'm not here wearing a stupid baseball cap and telling you one news article. I'm telling you 30 minutes of big money I'm going to get you, and we're hitting it right now. But first, if you've not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. No baseball caps on this hat with a stupid thing in the front. I'm here to get you big money. We're not playing games here. Also, like this video. Let's try to do 3,000 likes. And if you've not become a member, consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. There is big money coming for you, not just in fourth stimulus, but also in fifth stimulus. And fifth stimulus is that massive push this fall. The fifth stimulus is the two-month process that starts in September, and it mirrors the fourth stimulus. The only difference is that this time, instead of stimulus checks, it is the SSI reform, which you see on the screen there. What is the SSI reform? Let's go over the details. First, broadly, what does it mean? They would increase your benefit limits, remove the asset limits and do a new one, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the marriage penalty, and remove the income exclusion. This would be a life changer to hundreds of millions of Americans across the board, and a lot of my viewers. And let's go over the details right now. What would they do? They change your benefits. They raise your benefits to a big new number. This is what they represent. SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, survivor benefits. You would have a big new number. Then they tie you to inflation. This is huge, folks. You've been tied to COLA, which doesn't move. Cost of goods goes up, gas goes up, eggs go up, milk goes up. Your benefits stay the same. It's going to end right away. They're going to tie you to inflation. And yesterday and today, throughout the day, they talked about 2 to 4% inflation over the next 3 years, your benefits will go up year after year. Then they're going to get rid of a horrible 1980s law that says you can't, some of you, keep more than $3,000 on hand. It's called the income cap. It's going away. Especially needs to go away so you can keep those stimulus checks in your bank account. And then and then the fourth provision, which is they're going to remove the income cap. It is dating back to an ancient law in the 1960s that says you can't stay on benefits and also work. They're throwing that away. So if you want to work, you can work. $1,000 a month, $2,000 a month. Take that moolah home, keep it in the bank, and still stay on benefits. That's if you want to work. You don't have to. And finally, they're getting rid of the marriage penalty. So if you've been suffering from the marriage penalty or you want to get married, there's one of you on this channel who wants to get married this fall, you know about the looming marriage penalty, or you've been suffering from the marriage penalty, it would be gone. This is huge news. So when, where, how? Again, 2-month, two-step process starts in September, likely to be impacted by your bank account in November. Incredible news across the board, and this is again an add-on from the Democratic leadership, not coming from the president. And what a week it has been. On Monday, we saw the new corporate earnings come in, but guess what? Tomorrow is going to be a big one. Tomorrow is going to be Wendy's, Bumble, and Thursday is going to be the one that I'm most interested in watching, Disney, DoorDash, and Alibaba, because wow, you saw stocks took a tumble today. World markets were down dramatically. What's going on? What is going on? What's going on is the impact of Friday's jobs number. Friday's jobs number said the following. There were jobs out there, but people are not taking them. Not that there are no jobs out there, that they're actually good paying, substantial jobs, and people don't want to take them. This is what's called not labor supply, but labor demand. And it's not working. World markets were down. Tech was down. All major indices were down. Dow, NASDAQ. What's important for you to understand is that there is a very strong strain on certain parts of this economy rebounding after this pandemic. Some parts are coming back really well. Some are not coming back really well. And this problem with labor is a very big issue. What's important for you to understand is it has nothing to do with stimulus checks. It has nothing to do with your stimulus checks. It has nothing to do with SSI reform. It has a lot to do with FPUC. It has a lot to do with UI. It has a lot to do with PUA. When we look at stimulus checks, we're thinking about situations in which people need money to get caught off on their bills. We're not talking about people staying at home for unemployment benefits. So the great news is that throughout the last 72 hours or plus, broadcast news has been able to understand that stimulus checks are part and parcel away from the discussion about what's going on. What's ironic, however, and this is what I have to circle back for you about, is that when the president pushed for stimulus checks or stimulus package on Friday and yesterday, he was pushing based upon the jobs number. And in that way, it is related. What's important you understand is that there's only one major issue that I was concerned about for purposes of stimulus checks, and you know what it is. The corporate tax rate. The corporate tax rate was the only major issue because I'm not worried about Republicans. It's doing a recon. It's not going to Republicans for support. It's going to Democrats. And I was concerned about this. But then the stimulus heavens opened up, and wow, we got our questions and wishes answered. The president said last week that he will make a deal with those moderate Democrats on the corporate tax rate. It's currently 21%. It's proposed at 28% by the president. The moderates wanted 25. He said, deal done. Let's get it done. Do the forced stimulus, get it out the door, get it done. The number was bad on Friday. I'm making a deal with you on the corporate tax rate. It's stimulus nirvana. So with that, let me go back over, if you're in the live chat, Senate or House, which one do you like? Drop in the comments. The House plan would be the longer. The Senate plan would be the shorter. The Senate plan would provide a larger monthly payout. The House plan would pay a smaller monthly payout, but over a longer duration. That everything else would be the same for you. It would not be taxable. The eligibility would be the same. You would qualify for both the same way, and the receipt of the funds would be the same across the board. Which one do you like? House or Senate? Senate or House? Meantime, join me tonight as more programming comes back on this channel. You enjoyed the incredible new shows joining this channel. There's one crypto show in the morning, one crypto show in the evening, and it's coming up next. And then also enjoy our overnight's late night programming schedule, in which you have a live show with a major coin making news where you can jump into the live chat, and you loved it last night. Last night, it was the Shiba token. Enjoy music, enjoy the tokens trading activity, enjoy a place for you to chat with your Purple Power buddies and friends, whatever you want to chat about. Have a virtual discussion while you have the backdrop of the crypto news on the screen. And I might even join you in the live chat. And with that, make sure you subscribe, like this video, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power Calcino VIP. To 400,000 subscribers we go. Let's do it. Get this channel bigger. Subscribe. Tell your friends to come over here. Watch the crypto shows. Share these videos on Facebook. And stay with LA for more.